But that's the conference.
Listen, financially,
how's that going?
Are we going to touch on the England squad?
Yes, we are.
That,
we're coming to that.
Did you not look at
Calvin
when he was sent out?
Phillips has managed to get on a selection sheet with only 56 minutes of Premier League football.
Oh, why is that a shock?
Across
Maguire's in the
3
team.
Across 3 games.
Why is that a shock?
But Harry Maguire
It's not a shock, it's Southgate, bro.
So look, what do we think of Southgate's selection approach?
Well, there's clear favouritism.
Yeah, because I don't get what he's picking them on. He's picking Maguire.
It's easy to go to favouritism.
So he's picking them on how they performed for him since his tenure as England.
But then no one gets in the squad then.
What's the point in playing good for your squad then?
No one gets in the squad then. No new players get in the England squad.
Well, again, it's not one
Tony's
or the
just
other.
got in.
Yeah.
Tony's
You're
just got
picking
in.
one man.
So what
No,
are we
but
doing?
what he's basically saying is that you need to...
Tony got in before, he just didn't
I'm
play.
agreed,
You
but
need to play your way into it. Because
James Ward-Prowse.
he can't... Because people say pick a team on form.
they're not arguing for him.
He can't pick a team on form all the time because the form
I'm with
it
it.
could be a different team.
You're not having
every time
James
when the World
Ward-Prowse.
Cup.
Okay,
So Dad,
Who should he be in the squad instead of?
Phillips should be nowhere near the squad.
This is fact.
Henderson.
That's fact. That's fact. You're saying...
I actually think
No. Listen, Henderson, Eric Dyer, Harry Maguire, and Phillips should be nowhere near that England squad at all.
Trent got dropped
Nah, Henderson.
for bad performances.
This is it.
Henderson's there for cheerleader purposes only. Because if you look at performances...
No, but he performs in the tournaments for Southgate.
Hold on, you told me Sterling was past his peak.
No, yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Wait.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that.
The point I'm making about James Ward-Prowse is, I guess the point I'm making is from Calvin Phillips and I can't believe it, Calvin Phillips. Sorry, no disrespect, but brother, you haven't played. You're telling me there's no one between him and James Ward-Prowse, who's bottom of the league, the bottom of the league struggling team.
James
That's my
Ward-Prowse.
point.
No, I understand, but James Ward-Prowse has played game in, game out, for a team that they're not doing great, but they're not doing bad. He's been a focal point of their midfield. He's a dead ball specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Been in the squad before.
Mm-hmm.
Been in the squad before.
No, but we
One
can't
of
use that
the
'cause we're
best.
using that against Southgate.
Cool.
We can't use
No,
that
fair
for
enough.
him.
All right, cool, fair enough. One of the best free kick takers in the league, if not the best, and can't get in the squad.
Is he a direct replacement for whatever Southgate needs Phillips to do? Does he do the same?
Well, he's got Rice. He's got
No, he doesn't.
Bellingham.
He plays
He
different.
doesn't
He plays
need.
different.
He doesn't need.
So the question I
Ward-Prowse.
wanna-
Henderson.
Well,
Drop
no,
Hendo,
he's
drop
thinking
Hendo,
doesn't need.
bring James Ward-Prowse. Drop Hendo, bring James Ward-Prowse.
So there's no one in between. There's no other English player who's eligible for England from Henderson.
Hold on, is this not a friendly?
No, it's
No,
qualifiers.
it's qualifiers,
It's
Euros.
qualifiers. You've got Italy away and you've got Ukraine at home.
So the point I'm making is I agree that there are people that have been picked and I don't understand why. But I think what Gareth Southgate does is a blend, right? There are certain people, he basically wants a spine, a pillar, right? Where he feels like people have credit in the bank with him. They've performed in certain places. And even with the credit in the bank, that should have been exhausted a long time. Right? But it hasn't. Clearly, right? It hasn't been expired. And then there are, and I include some people like Sterling. No matter what happens with Sterling,
he's going to be in.
There are a certain core
And then
of players.
he's got like a 3 or 4 that he will mix and match.
Yeah.
There are a
I
certain
agree with him
core
on
of
that.
players
That's what
that
he
he
does.
does not touch.
Yeah.
Right?
For whatever reason.
He does not touch.
Yep.
And then it seems like the players on the wings are the only ones that get rotated. Right?
Because even for Maddison to get in was a madness.
Trent.
Is Maddison in the squad?
Yeah, Madson's in, yeah.
Soon as Trent has a madness, dropped. Yes,
I don't think he
You know what?
likes Trent, to be
I
fair.
understand the Trent thing. Because Trent hasn't...
I think Trent
has never played well for England.
Trent needs to play with a back three.
And it's the competition at that spot. That's England's healthy at that right back.
I think
Very
right now,
healthy.
Trent's been given enough chances.
You think Reece and Trippier are right back? Trippier over Trent?
Yeah, defensively, yeah.
Defensively, yeah.
Okay, fair.
Wan-Bissaka?
Defensively, yeah, but I don't think he should be in the squad. He's not good.
He's not. No,
I know he's not. I just threw it out there.
No, to be honest,
he's not. I know he's not. I just threw it out
He's
there.
not good.
Let's be objective about it, right? I think the way he's played in the last couple of months, if he had played like that for longer, he could knock on the door. But he just hasn't done it consistently for
You
long.
know what the funny thing is? Wan-Bissaka would actually play well in a Southgate England
He
team.
would.
Just for his defensive ability.
Yeah, he would.
And I know it sounds crazy. I think he would actually do well.
I think Trippier is the blocker because Trent can't talk to Reece, right? Reece James.
I think none of them can talk to Reece James.
And he can't talk to Kyle Walker. So his blockers is Trippier. And Trippier can do left back as well.
Yeah, he loves
Because
Trippier.
Trippier-
I get you. But Trippier didn't play well in the World Cup, to be honest. Like when who came back from injury? Walker came back from injury.
And you can say
Trippier was dropped.
Trippier's had a better season than Trent.
Most right backs have, to be honest.
True. So the conversation we can have around the England squad is a conversation the listeners would have heard many times over. I guess what I think would be good to understand from you guys is when does the credit finally expire? When does Harry Maguire's? When does Calvin Phillips? Or is it one of these ones where these men are cool until Southgate leaves
Until
the job?
Southgate leaves the job.
I think Harry Maguire's credit doesn't expire because no matter what he does in a United shirt, when he pulls on an England shirt, he has an absolute blinder. And that's cool, fair enough. No matter
So you actually
what
think he plays well for England?
No, he does.
I think he does.
He does play well
I
for
think he
England.
does. I think
He has more good games for England than
He
bad
does.
games.
But it does expire.
Okay,
though,
fair, I
as
love
a-
that.
Yeah.
It does
I don't think he
expire.
plays
He plays well for England, but it expires when Southgate leaves the England job.
That's the only point.
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
we say
It does.
If he's still at Man United-
it doesn't expire.
If
Well,
he's
hold
still
on,
at Man
but on that
United,
point, but then that would suggest that then Southgate is vindicated in his approach because regardless of what happens at Man United, he's proved that when he comes and plays for me, he plays like the Maguire.
But
Man
then
United.
don't you become a blocker?
But then for other positions, I mean, Maguire,
is isolated.
I think it's isolated.
Okay.
I think it's kind of isolated because when he's on his game, he's a very good centre back. As long as you're not running at him, do you know what I mean, and changing directions very quickly, he's a very good defender. I think in positions for players like Calvin Phillips, Jordan Henderson, I think it's very unfair when you've got man like Ward-Prowse. I can't really think who else. What other centre backs are there?
Someone like Henderson, though, you got to also factor in the intangibles, what he brings to the dressing room as well. To have someone like him around, it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
But we've not been in those environments though, so
He's a
don't
leader.
know.
He's a leader.
No,
Yeah.
I get it. I fully understand his role and what he potentially brings to the England camp. You can tell just through the media stuff. Jordan Henderson's respected across the board, in what he does, etc. But I think
I'm sorry, just to add to that point, that's one of the things that when you look at successful teams over the years, they've done very well. There's always that older guy in the squad who maybe his powers are fading, but he's important in and around, off the pitch, on the pitch, etc. Like the Miami Heat player, what's his name?
Oh,
the guy played 7 minutes all season or something, but he's on 3 million a year, whatever.
He's the enforcer. They call it the enforcer.
But is that going to translate in 14 months' time when they've got to go out to Germany and?
Well, this is the next point because if I'm Gareth Southgate, you lot can talk or you want to talk, but he's the most successful England manager of a generation. You know, Euros final, World Cup semis. You can chat to him.
It's just hard. It's disheartening.
I agree.
It's very disheartening. It's going back to the point of black managers sitting there doing what they're told they need to do and then seeing Neil Warnock. You're being told as a player, if you do well for your club, you will get into the England.
No, but we don't know that's what they're being told.
But you're told from the best play for represent your nation. Yeah. That's what.
But if they're told that, but then that's not down to Southgate. If they've been told that.
No, but I mean,
that's what
he's doing it in a different way.
Be though.
But then you're changing the squad every 5 minutes.
That's what we expect of fans. What it should be is up to Southgate. And I think what we should inject to this conversation, you have to assume a certain level of dialogue between the players that are kind of like in the pool, right? So he will still talk to Tomori. He will still talk to Abraham. He will still dialogue with those players. Just because they don't pick doesn't mean
Tomori's in. He's in.
He's in?
Yeah, Tomori's in.
Is it?
I'm sure he's in.
No, he's not in it.
Tomorrow's not in it. Tomorrow's not in it.
No, he's not in it, man.
That was the whole. That's what we were talking about.
I thought Tomori
No,
was
they
in.
were saying that he might become
That's what we were talking about.
Tomorini. Yeah, Tomorini.
Oh my days.
Your point, Isaac, I understand that, but this is
My
where
back's up even more now.
That's what I'm saying.
This is why I find it interesting about fans because we hold those we have those things. We know we have kind of
it's not as black and white as that.
Yeah, not as black and white as that. As in, a manager could do that. He can say, right, cleaning the slate. If you play well for your team, you play well for me. I think Southgate's made it clear that that's not how you approach across the whole team. And the players who are not in, whether we think his excuse is rubbish or not, because he wants to keep his faves there, they know why they're not in the team. They know what he expects. And I would like to assume he's relatively honest with them because he's honest with us as fans. He will just say it straight. When Harry comes here, he performs for me, so he plays.
I think for me, I'll openly admit I'm an England fan. I don't see the progression that Southgate has necessarily made. Like,
you don't see it.
Not particularly because he came in.
Progression from what? From what point though?
From any other England team.
From the world
playing style, what?
Yeah, so like in terms of playing style and like the performances have been there, arguably not always against the best opposition, but you can only beat who's in front of you. That's by the by. But when he came in, he kind of injected like a bit of belief. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. He picked like players who were performing, etc. Where now he seems a bit stagnant. Like, I don't see us going into the Euros next year and being like,
so you think we can,
yeah, I think he has.
With Southgate,
and I think
he's limited.
I don't think he should be given a contract beyond the Euros, regardless.
He's in-game management. I agree with you. Yeah, he's in-game management. He can't change a game. He can't look at a game and change it.
Yeah,
but
because you saw that in the Euro final with Italy. Yeah, Chile came out second half, tweaked a few bits, and it was a different game.
Yeah,
but he is the most successful.
I couldn't believe it.
He's the most successful England manager that I've seen. And what I will say is that I've seen better England squads than what he's had, talent-wise.
Oh yeah,
I've seen
100%.
way better squads.
Yeah, 100%.
This is why I'm surprised you haven't seen the changes.
He's doing better. He's doing
well.
better with less talent.
I think he's done very well.
I think he's done really well.
But you know what? I don't think that's all down to him. I think what that's down to is the camaraderie that we now have within the England.
That's down to him.
That's down to him.
Do you remember when he went to America to go and see what they're doing in
the basketball, NFL, and all that kind of stuff?
The reason why I'm saying no is because people are putting that down to solely him. Where if you look back to like the Rio Gerrard era, them man would openly say, we didn't speak to you because you play for another team. These men now are doing TikToks together and blah, blah, blah.
But the manager at that time should have addressed that.
But I'm saying
what Rio and all them were doing, the manager should have addressed that and changed that
that's
culture.
Right, but these lot are friends outside of the England squad. So when they link up, it makes it easier for Southgate to bring everyone together.
So my reason is
I'm not saying no, he's not part of it, but I think he's getting too much credit for the camaraderie with the current England team.
So I think my thing when I say it's not all down to him is because there's an element of generational luck when you're a national team manager, right? So there are some national managers that have less to work with. When your time with that national team, the pool might just not be that deep. You know what I'm saying? And I think Southgate has done well, but I think his limitations have shown at the times when it matters, i.e., getting them across the line in finals or getting to the final of the World Cup. And secondly, he's come across at a time, I think, in a very, very good time in recent history where England players are playing for top teams and starting. They're starting in their teams. Whereas there was sometimes England players where England managers, when it was a younger lot, they couldn't pick them because they weren't starting in the teams because they were being blocked by big superstars. If you remember that time, you either pick the old England favourites who are already cemented in their first teams, but the youngers weren't starting. He's got a crop of youngsters who start every week in the Prem.
But is this team is the older teams not better than the team that we currently have in front of us? I would say the older teams are much better. So the fact that he's doing...
I'll agree with that.
The fact that he's doing better with a team that's not as good as the previous teams...
We've had squads where we've had 6-7 world-class players, undeniable. In England now, in this England squad now, how many world-class players is there?
I don't think so.
One. But that goes back to my point.
Stevie,
100%.
Yeah.
Terry.
100%.
Ashley Cole.
100%. The teams of yesteryear have been much better.
But that goes down to the harmony point.
You can keep going.
I think if you had Sven-Goran Eriksson's squad with the harmonious attributes of this squad, we would challenge a lot more.
When Sven-Goran Eriksson's squad lost to the Brazil team that won the World Cup.
That's true. But when you, to your point though, when you get on the pitch here, obviously I'm not in them players' heads, but when you get on the pitch, you're not thinking, you play for Man United, I'm not going to pass it to you.
They didn't eat lunch together.
That's lunch. When you're on the pitch...
Mark, come on.
It's well proven at the
I'm not saying it's not part of it.
If I came to your work...
Question, could you tell that Teddy Sheringham and Andy Cole hated each other?
That's my point.
You couldn't still.
You're going to still pass your man, your teammate.
They never played for it.
But it's still the same thing. There's no harmony.
You think Alex Ferguson's having that?
No, but you
come on.
But on the pitch, they dislike each other.
Club level, international level, different.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's different football. It's still a man playing with another man that he may or may not like.
It's different when you're at a tournament because you're living with that person 24/7. So I think that you need that culture.
At 1 p.m. to play golf.
You're with each other day in, day out for like 6 weeks.
I get that, but all that aside,
the group needs to be together.
Is Rio not passing to Lampard because they play for different teams?
I don't think so. I think despite the fact that we had world-class players, I don't think we had the right pieces. That's my point.
I'll give you a better example.
You're going to say Spain. I know. No.
PK and Ramos.
But they've openly said when we came together, we came together for the national team to breed success.
But they've also admitted they've had bust-ups in the locker room.
Yeah, but they've come together. Where these men have, they would go.
Let's not label this point. What I will close out and say is that I actually think that the biggest progression Southgate has made is off the pitch. The whole Club England feel.
Yeah.
I thought he started out as an objective selector, but he's proved me wrong. He's an objective selector as long as you're not Maguire. Phillips.
And even the things he's done with the press and stuff like that, it's a much better relationship.
It is better. So, but I just think, as an everyday fan, but I do think that you watch the games, and when it's the point that matters, because at the end of the day, as you say, you're in it to win it. It's elite sport. At that level, at that crunch time, his limitation has been found once or twice. But the other problem for the FA is, where do you go next? We can say he shouldn't get another contract. Where do you go next? And this is the thing. This is the problem.
Who knows?
A lot could happen
Southampton.
in 14 months. I don't think
we're not enough, because people are talking about the Potters of this world, etc.
Eddie Howe, they're talking about.
Yeah, but these guys, they've still got a lot left to do at club game. They don't want to leave the club game now to go to England. And let's be honest, if Southgate's club career had been popping, I don't think they got him at the time they got him.
Do you think
you saying where does Southgate go?
Do you think
where does
Southgate
England
goes?
go?
Yeah. Do you think he gets a Premiership job?
He
does.
His stock is so high.
He does get England.
I don't think he'll take one.
I wouldn't hire him.
I wouldn't touch him either.
I wouldn't.
We wouldn't. But the likes of your...
No, I wouldn't touch him.
The likes of your Brentford.
I think someone like Crystal Palace would.
Yeah, in fact.
I think he gets a club higher than Crystal Palace. I think he gets a club that is...
Doesn't get Spurs.
I think he gets the top
10.
He
might get...
Maybe a Spurs.
He doesn't get Spurs.
I think he could get Spurs.
He won't get Spurs.
I
think he won't get Spurs.
I think the way he does is high, bro. He can say he has got to, and not many managers. Forget England. How many managers can say they've got to consecutive tournament? Latter stage.
Yeah, but remember tournament ball and like he got Middlesbrough to a FA Cup final, or League Cup final.
But we're talking about the game.
But he was
in the game when he went to
manager.
certain jobs, and he's talking about certain things. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a top 10, not a Champions League job. Bro, you're telling me you'd be surprised if he rocked up at a team that finishes 8th or 9th in the Premiership.
Southgate gets a job where a team has come up from the Championship. They've sacked their manager. No, hear me out. They've sacked their manager.
Yeah.
And Southgate is available. And it's like, okay, Southgate, come in.
I think he gets a Palace at Aston Villa.
He can get a Palace or an Aston Villa, but he doesn't get higher than that.
Only because he played for both of them. Other than that,
but again, I think Villa and Palace. But I think Villa and Palace are two different jobs now. Villa with the investment, etc. I think Villa's is that kind of top 10 job. They should finish top 10.
Leicester, that kind of.
I think he gets those jobs. And that's a top 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
We're not talking Norwich come up and we need a manager. Let me call the most successful England manager the last 15 years. No, bro.
Yeah. Okay, does he do a job?
What I did last week.
Does he do a good job at this top 10 team? You're saying? I don't see it.
Me personally,
I remember his management. Huh? I remember his management.
But this is England.
Tournament football is his thing, bro.
This is England, and a lot of thing about England is name brand. It's the facts. I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think
he's learned a lot though since the early days in management. Like what you said when he went over to America and stuff like that. He's probably changed a lot of stuff since then.
And he was the under 21 manager, wasn't he?
Yeah,
that's where he got promoted.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to
another
technical director or went upstairs in the FA, right? Rather than
I think he might go to another nation. To be fair,
you think so?
Yeah, possible.
Or abroad.
To be fair, if
you said Moldova,
if Martinez is getting the Portugal job,
that's
you know what I mean. Like,
ridiculous.
He called up Ronaldo as well.
But you see Martinez,
he did what?
He called up Ronaldo.
Swear,
I couldn't believe that.
How can you not though? How can you not for Portugal?
Yeah,
it's true.
How can you not?
How can you not?
Do you want to be
have to ask the question?
As long as he's saying I'm available.
You have to ask the question. You have to ask the question.
Could be playing in the mountains
you can't say
of Mongolia. As long as he's still a registered professional player,
you have to ask the question.
You're mad.
You can't
land at
you can't be playing against Farmers.
You're finished.
Nah, man. When he bucks up with that squad, he can be
That means
blowing.
he's starting.
I don't care.
I
don't care if you're Ronaldo, bro.
If Ronaldo's there, he's
Yeah, it's true.
starting.
You can't bring me back and not start me.
You think he's starting?
You've asked me to come back and I'm not starting. I don't care if I'm in the Farmers League.
I asked him to come back, blood. He said he's still available.
What do you mean?
Where?
He didn't retire.
His ego's too big to retire, bro. Come
That's
on, bro.
madness.
Hey, do you see how Portugal played when they dropped him in the World Cup?
Much better.
Bro.
What was it, 3-0?
That's madness.
Ramos got a hat-trick.
All I'm saying is, bruv, you know what they say, when you're in a new job, the first 90 days are important, blah, blah, blah. See if I'm Portugal manager.
Yeah.
You know the first person I'm ringing before I ring my wife so I got the job? Cristiano Ronaldo. You gotta know how to play the game. Just phase him out slightly. Just phase him out nicely. You know?
I can't believe he got that job. He wasted the Belgian golden generation. Now he's going to waste another one.
Bro, you know how Martinez, he does dictionary, what I call he does dictionary sweep. You know them ones there like, whenever he's talking for thesaurus sweep, he just uses all the words, etc.
Sounds good.
I reckon he's a fantastic interviewer. I reckon when he goes in for a job,
he's got all the lingo.
He just...
Yeah, but we got to give him some credit.
He got the FA Cup, innit?
Belgium, even forget the FA Cup. Like, Belgium, where they've been, top 1 or 2 for how long now?
No, but
is that not?
They flamed out on every tournament.
They flamed out in every tournament, but Belgium have been one of the...
Yeah, but they don't get nothing for number one ranking.
That should have won something.
Nah,
do you
they
think
can't.
that we've kind of
their team is good, but it's not as strong as other teams.
They had world-class players.
It's not as good as other teams. Remember, only one team can win.
Courtois.
Wait.
Only one team can win. Remember that, yeah?
Mark, so in that same time, whose squad is better? Belgium's or England's?
But England, they're winning it.
No. I'm asking a question. Who's better?
Great question.
I reckon Belgium's.
Right.
Exactly.
I reckon Belgium's. But
wait, hold on. Let me
but if Belgium, okay, go on.
Let me land. Right. So
what are you thinking? You think it's Belgium's?
Hold on. On paper, just on paper, not reality. Because if you're picking Eden Hazard, then you already set yourself back. But so on that basis, then Gareth Southgate has consistently got better with a worse team than he has done at Belgium. So where's the good job? For most of his tenure, he was a number 1 ranked team, right? And he got them. It's not like he took them there. He picked them up when they were already like top 3 ranked or something, man, right?
And kept them there.
Okay, wait. He kept them there, but he hasn't progressed as much as Gareth Southgate has.
You can't compare him to just Gareth Southgate. Either way, he's done a decent enough job for Belgium to still remain.
So you
1
think
or 2
that he's done a decent job for the team that's ranked number 1 in the world?
It's not a great job, but he's done a decent enough job.
I think he done
even if it was a
I think he's done a woeful job.
Yeah,
Even if it was
probably one of the worst jobs I've seen.
Yeah, he didn't get to a final.
But not all teams can get to a final. Not all teams.
I think he got to
your
one
question, you
semi.
said, what did he win? Not all teams can win it.
But you just said he had them number 1 ranked.
Yeah, he had the number. I don't even know how they ranked them the national
But what's
thing.
the point in being the best in the world if you don't execute as in that same vein?
But then you can say that for other managers.
So then you've not done a good job then.
No, but there can only be one team that's number 1 in the world.
I just think he's done a decent job.
All right.
When all else fails.
On it.